He could always remember the first time he caught sight of her. Later, he used to joke about it and call it love at first bite. It was at the Shira's cocktail party for Henry Ness, the new Secretary of State, to celebrate Henry's inexplicable engagement to that very raucous and very ambitious Caldwell girl. As usual at the Shira's, there was plenty to drink and nearly as much to eat, and Gene Keiller was right in the middle of talking to a Turkish diplomat with appalling dandruff, simultaneously sinking his teeth into a fresh crab vol au vent he hadn't eaten all day, when the glittering dresses and black tuxedos parted like the Red Sea, and Laurie Semple walked in. Gene wasn't yet blasé about beautiful women. He hadn't been working for the State Department long enough to get sick to his stomach of all those fawning, crooning, elegant young ladies who cling around the perimeter of Washington society life, with no panties on and an unquenchable thirst for any man who might have been mentioned by William F. Buckley, even if it was only once. Gene's immediate boss, Walter Farlow, had a nose for political groupies and called them the prone department. But when Gene looked up with a mouthful of puff pastry and a shred of crab hanging from the side of his chin, he couldn't have cared whether Laurie Semple was a camp follower or not. "Hey, Gene," said Senator Hobsbawm, leaning over, "that's one hell of a piece of ass. Take a look at that goddamn frontispiece." Gene nodded and almost choked. He reached for his napkin and patted his mouth, and the vol au vent went down his throat half-chewed. All he could say was, "Arthur, for once you're damn right." She didn't seem to have anyone with her. She was tall, taller than every other girl in the room and most of the men. Gene guessed 5'11", and it turned out later that he was half an inch on the short side. Her height hadn't made her retiring or timid, though. She stalked into the center of the room under the twinkling chandelier with a straight, arrogant back and her chin lifted. "Jesus," whispered Ken Sloan, "did you ever see a girl who looked like that before?" Gene said nothing at all. Even the Turkish diplomat, who had been explaining at great and tedious length his absolute commitment to Marv missiles on Turkish soil, couldn't help noticing that Gene was no longer with him and was staring at Laurie Semple like a man who had just seen a religious vision. "Mr. Keiller," he said, tugging at Gene's sleeve. "Mr. Keiller, we must talk warheads." Gene nodded. "You're absolutely right. That's all I can say. You're absolutely damn right."